Peace, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrine Google Hangout, a portion of the True Israel of God. And today's title is The Truth Comes Out. Did Ronald Savage say UC Khalil Amani got DJ K Slate murdered? Now that's my title. The author of the title gets to put it that way. So Ron Savage ain't saying shit, but I put it in there to see how they would respond to it. So, did Ron Savage say UC Khalil Amani got DJ K Slade dead? Now, maybe Ron want to get it in, or maybe Ron don't want to get in it because they're persecuting Ron with lies and BS and everything. So I just threw him in the mix. Now he said he want to second what the Zulu Nation say and everything. I ain't got no problem with that. But I do have a problem with Khalil Amani jumping in that argument and taking up for Later Wheels, Tour Star Terrain, Marcy Hamilton, and all the rest of those hip hoppers that quote unquote stand with survivors. So now, let's deal with this. I have a documentation that I want to show you all. Boom! You see this documentation? Confession of a hip hop informer. Ex-informer he want to say, but he a current informer. So now, let's deal with this one. I'm bad, y'all. I got to put it on another documentation so it'll read. Don't read off this documentation. And I don't want to mess up the wet pen, penmanship, and authorship and everything. He take that shit very serious. He's very serious about that wet pen. So we might not get all the way down to here, but I'm going to copy down to here, copy and paste. Can y'all bear with me? Please bear with me. Some very significant stuff is about to come out on Mr. Professor Khalil Amani. See, one thing is consistent. You can consistently be what you are. No need to argue and fight. When you can't be consistent with who you are, it's time to argue and fight. So, first paragraph.
What does ex-Mafia underboss Sammy the Bull Gravano, ex-Harlem drug kingpin Frank Lucas, and hip-hop blogger Khalil Amani have in common? We were all in the freaking Federal Witness Protection Program. Sammy, for his Mafia ties, Frank, for peddling dope, and Khalil, for confronting and standing up to religious thuggery.
So, you see, he tried to separate himself from the other two, right? So he said, while we on in the freaking Federal Witness Protection Program, Sammy for Mafia ties, Frank for peddling dope, and Khalil peddled dope and robbed folks. In that, he confronted and stood up to a religious thug, Yahweh ben Yahweh. He ain't gonna tell you about himself though. He'll tell you about everybody else. He said Israel Doctrine don't know shit about him, but all you gotta do is go study his conversation, just like I studied Hassan's conversation, and you can put everything in its proper place. Was he a Drug dealer up and down the East Coast? Yes. Was he robbing people? Yes. Do that make him a thuggish ass nigga just like the rest? Yes. But let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Second paragraph. Unlike
Unlike rappers like The Game, who was on TV's Change of Heart, a dating show trying to find love, and a stripper, or Rick Ross, who was a correctional officer, these guys never talk about their goody-goody past lives. They would rather not own up to their paths, because they're worried about hip-hop imagery, which glorifies gangsterism, drug culture, and street cred. Indeed, they care what people think about them if it's not conducive to hip hop culture, like having a day job. They'd rather not talk about it. That's where they and I differ.
that's where they differ. Do they differ? Were they committing crimes? Were you committing crimes, Mr. Professor Khalil Amani? Because we're going to get down to the heat of this, but I want to give y'all some backstory because he got this website wiped off the internet. He stopped paying the bill because it had too much information up there. So I'm just going to give you some of this information. Backstory of a lion ass Khalil Amani. So let's listen to some more.
Some might think I've Trojan horsed the hip hop blogging game after reading this, but that simply isn't the case. I've never cared to hide my past life. In fact, I wrote a 373-page book about my past life entitled My Ignorant and Dysfunctional Life in the Yewu Cult and the Witness Protection Program, IUNIVERSE.com, 2007, ISBN 9780595453894, where I detail my work for the FBI and having to enter the Federal Witness Security Program, the correct name for the Witness Protection Program, aka WISC.
Do you see what it say? I'll point it out, but I want to ask y'all, do you see what it say? Let's go there. Where I detail my work for the FBI in having to enter the Federal Witness Security Program. He worked for the FBI, y'all. Ain't that what he just said? When he went to Paradigm Shift 314, he never said he worked for the FBI. When he went on site, he'll never tell people he worked for the FBI. Running around trying to tear down Stokely Carmichael. And all of these people before he became Kwame Ture and all this other stuff. Yes, he was back there them days working for the FBI and everything. But we're going to keep reading. We're going to keep reading. We're going to keep reading. And it's not me making this shit up. This is the professor, wet-ass pen, sharp-ass pen itself doing the harm now. So we going to let his wet-ass pen do what it do sexually.
I've never ran from or shied away from talking about my cooperation with the FBI back in the day. Over the years, I've been featured on five national TV shows talking about my cult experience. In 1988, CBS's West 57th Street. In 2010, The Biography Channel's I Survived a Cult. In 2013, The Biography Channel's Escaping Evil, My Life in a Cult. Investigation Discovery ID channels, Cults. In 2018, on Oxygen channels, Uncovered, The Cult of Yahya Ben Yahya. My story has been told in the Sunday edition of the Miami Herald, as well as numerous other publications, and most recently in February 2019 issue of People magazine. A book written by Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Sidney P. Friedberg, entitled
We'll leave all of that alone. Now let's back up out this article. Let's back up out of him because we got another article. He loved to write. His wet pen be busting. He be jerking that wet pen, busting. Now, let's go over here to this article. Boom. Y'all see this article? This article about the April the 1st, 2013 victim. He got a name and all of that. He got a name and all of that. You see his name? Giovanni. So if you go to Bronx River and you find somebody by the name of Giovanni, that's your guy. See, everybody want to say, we ain't got to tell you if the guy's dead or alive, this, that, and the other. But this motherfucker come out and write an article and say his name is Giovanni. And said he took actions. Oh, I got video and audio on all this shit. I'm just trying to get a bitch ass nigga opportunity to go back and fix his wording. Because DJ K. Slay didn't tell him this shit. And the fact that he changed DJ K. Slade's story and started shitting on the man is the reason he got the motherfucker murdered. You can say I'm lying if you want to. You wouldn't believe that Puff was running around this motherfucker doing all the shit he was doing. But these niggas be out here playing in the dark. So, let's get this shit in. Yeah. You know why he a homo thug, right? Because the Zulu Nation thus says, what's his name? Troy started to rain and later will that the Zulu Nation is about that homo shit. And Khalil Amani is an LGBTQIA advocate. Therefore, he'll come up with some homo stuff for them. He wrote this article for the LGBTQIA hip hop. The things he was forcing K. Slay and Whack 100 and all them to be a part of gay hip hop. Maybe they decided to be a part of gay hip hop. Maybe they didn't. Maybe Khalil Amani was they handling told them, hey, motherfuckers, y'all down with gay hip hop. And because of that, I have to inform y'all. Not by my own mouth, but by his pen itself. Let's see what it says.
As many of you know, it was Khalil Amani, along with Troy Star Torrain, who first reported on the alleged stabbing of Africa Bambatawa by a young Spanish man for supposedly trying to date rape him. That has been the narrative peddled for the last almost 6 years. But now it's time to update the story based on current and more accurate information.
So you see this? He said Troy Star Terrain was the first person reported on the alleged stabbing. He said Star's a bitch because he keep using the word alleged. He got audio out there saying that, but then he flip-flopped and say Troy Star Terrain was right there with me when I wrote my article on April the 1st and turned it in on April the 2nd. But his story is he informed Troy Star Terrain. But hey, this his story. We'll let his sick, wet, homosexual pen speak on. Let's see what he got to say.
How they say? I got the plug. I'm tapped into primary sources, so what you are reading is based on those sources. I'm talented as fuck with my wet, sharp pen, but this shit here, not even my very vivid imagination could make this up.
Say,
Well, maybe.
say what? He got the plug. He tapped into primary sources. I ain't supposed to know what a primary source is, though the KJV is primary for me, meaning the foundational source you go to get the majority of your information. So he said he plugged into a primary source. If DJ K Slay was a bitch ass nigga, didn't know shit about what he was talking about when he told him on April the 1st. See, he's changed the whole goddamn story right here, right now, because he got that sharp homosexual LGBTQIA plus pen. He got to write this shit into existence. And then he say, what he say? He said, not even my vivid imagination could make this up. Well, maybe I'm finna make some shit up. Cause K Slade won primary. That shit he told me, we finna change all that shit right now, homeboy. This nigga finna be obsolete to the fucking story. He can be dead and gone after I get through writing this. And what happened? He gave Layla Wells an interview, putting the power back into Star and Layla's hand, and then the nigga dead and gone.
With each passing day, more information is finally surfacing. What happened to that boy? The answer lieth just around the corner, over yonder. Since joining the winning team, Number Team Star, I have been privy to information provided to me from Number Team Star and Zulu Nation members, some who want to remain anonymous and some who just want to set the record straight. Thus far, Hassan Pape Campbell has been the primary source for understanding the inner workings of the Zulu nation, and more specifically, what happened on that fateful night on April 1st, 2013, when Afrika Bambataha was stabbed.
Now, he used the statement again. He said, Team Star and Zulu Nation's members informed him as if DJ K Slay wasn't a Zulu member and a Black Spade member that used to go get them boys for Bam the fuck. But hey, I ain't here to interpretate or whatever. I'm here to deal with what's written, right? So he said, they gonna set the record straight. Thus far, her son, Poppy Camel, has been the main source for understanding the inner workings of the Zulu nation and more specifically what happened on that fateful night of April the 1st, 2013, when Africa Bambaataa was stabbed. See, you can't say Bambaataa was stabbed. Everybody in the world know Bambaataa was stabbed. Too many motherfuckers that said Bambaataa was stabbed. You got to get rid of K Slay though, and then you got to change the story. That's what's happening right here before your eyes with the LGBTQIA pen that done it, right? So, up until this very moment, we're going there next. What's that, the fourth paragraph or something? So,
Up until this very moment, we have been sympathetic towards the young Spanish man who has absolutely been identified by his name, Giovanni. The narrative put forth by myself and many others is that Giovanni was a helpless victim of sexual molestation, a possible minor teenager who was drugged and date raped by Afrika Bambaataa, who supposedly stuck a finger up his ass while sucking him off.
So is that K Slay story? Don't sound like K Slay's story, do it? He's saying K Slay bitch ass lied to him, and he going with what the Zulu Nation and Team Star said. He did it before Ron Savage. He left DJ K Slay to be murdered because he wouldn't fight with him, and they wouldn't deal with the shit for 3 years. Why the fuck you think they was quiet for 3 years? But then he came out here and told the world, K Slay the one told me the shit. And they got rid of the motherfucker that told them the shit. Get that bitch ass nigga up out of here. That's what happened. Y'all ain't got to believe me. That's what happened. Can I prove it? I'm going to let y'all decide if he turned his back on K Slay, and that's what caused him to get murdered. And Layla Will can never bring that bullshit interview out and this, that, and that, because she want to say, well, I interviewed him before he passed, Ron. You submit you lying on the man. Bring the interview out so we'll know that you interviewed him. And after you interviewed him, he ended up dead, just like TC Islam. Just like the Rico case, her son was putting you in. See? Cease and desist with your bullshit. So now, let's go on with some more stuff. A clear picture has arose. Now he finna give you the clear picture because he didn't have the clear picture on April the 1st when DJ K Slay told him what the picture was.
The date rape scenario is a dead one. Giovanni was never date raped. That story, which I published in April of 2013, simply came about as the result of hood speculation, but like Hassan Poppy Campbell, the second victim of Afrika Bambayate's pedophilia to officially come out, has stated on several occasions, I've never known Bam to do drugs and never seen him with drugs. Drugs was not Bam's thing. True dat. There were no mollies or roofies or Spanish fly. This was not a pills and poontang Bill Cosby, shit UATION. Both parties, Afrika Bambataha and Giovanni, were in that room for the get-down sex.
So, the young Spanish boy ain't a boy no more, he a man. Do you see it in the writing? The date rape scenario is a dead one. K Slay told me a motherfucking lie. That bitch can be gone tomorrow because we don't need that bitch. That's what a government informant does to his right-hand man that put him on for 10 years, let him write, put his name in the magazine, let him stunt, all this shit. You shit on him. Same way the nigga came out here and tried to shit on me. Because the nigga want all the fame. He done sold his soul to Star Terrain and them Zulu niggas. Now he can blow up and pull some of them old pimp clothes out the closet and shit. Hey, it is what it is. So he said it's dead. Giovanni was never date raped. That story was published in April of 2013. Simply came about with the results of hood speculation. This is called literary suicide. He's sitting up here cutting his own goddamn head off because he don't give a fuck. He done sold his soul. And anybody that's tied to the conversation can die too because they changing the story right here before your eyes. Right here before your eyes, he's changing the story. He gave you a victim name. He told you it was grown-ass man, not a little boy, though her son said it was a little boy that looked just like me. Not no grown-ass man that looked just like me. But hey, we gonna keep going. We gonna keep going because that wet-ass pen, that LGBTQ pen, gonna tell on itself. Who the fuck out here listening to the LGBTQIA plus community tell them any motherfucking thing? Goddamn Fred Flintstone.
Meanwhile, Bambayete's roommate and longtime sycophant, Lunky, Ahmad Henderson was just a few feet away, in the kitchen, fixing himself a pastrami and cheese sandwich on rye bread, while ear hustling, listening in on sloppy TOPPY noises from Bambata playing Battleship with Giovanni, where he lay down and Bambata blew him to smithereens. It is unclear whether or not Ahmad Henderson ever joined in on some gay tag team action with Bambata, but what is clear is that he's a lying rat bastard of a miscreant for once telling Star that he didn't know if Bambata was gay. Wakanda man doesn't know his man's sexual preference. He might be very well bent on some voyeuristic Chester the molester type shit who enjoyed watching Bambata blow dudes' backs out while breathing in the unpleasant and foul and stank and STINCH-filled and odoriferous and Pepe Le Pew smelling air in a room that reeked of ass.
Ahmed Henderson, a young Ahmed Henderson, 1994. Now we getting down to some shit, people. The story has fucking changed. Do you see the change in the story? Fuck DJ K Slay, that bitch ass nigga lied to me on April the 1st. Had me write that shit. I done got with Team Star in the Zulu Nation. Now I'm finna tell y'all the truth and fuck K Slay.
Yes, we painted Giovanni as this helpless and defenseless victim who summoned up the courage to go vigilante on Bambayete's ass by grabbing a knife, or, as it's recently been stated by Troy Star Torin, a pair of scissors, and made mincemeat of Bambata.
So, Troy Star Terrain said it was scissors. K Slay didn't say it was scissors. Hassan never said it was scissors. Ron never agreed that it was scissors. That's Troy Star Terrain feeding his conversation to this bitch ass informant, to this LGBTQIA plus community motherfuckers that saw nothing than everybody that's set up for y'all to listen to and follow. Because y'all stupid asses are what y'all stupid asses are. Followers, not leaders. You can't hear shit for yourself. But hopefully you hear this shit, right? So now we're going to pick it up and made mincemeat of Bambata.
And made mincemeat of Bambata and his roommate, Ahmad Henderson, stabbing both these dudes about the chest and stomach. The cover story came out that Afrika Bambata had been admitted to the hospital for chest pains. We thought he was lying, but indeed, on a previous occasion, Bambata had gone to the hospital for chest pains, perhaps just weeks before the stabbing. And so, Afrika Bambata used this past hospital visit as a cover for his most recent hospital visit, in which he was stabbed. Too many people have confirmed the stabbing. From Eric B. to DJ K Slay to Hassan, Poppy, Campbell to Ronald, B. Stinger, Savage to Troy, Star, Torain to Canadian journalist, Dave Wedge to yours truly, Khalil Amani, and then there were 100 Zulu Nation members at the hospital the night of the stabbing, according to Hassan Campbell.
That's why that bitch Layla Wills said, I ain't talking about it. How the fuck can you not talk about it? They told Khalil, you better shut your motherfucking ass up. What happened to K Slayer happened to your bitch ass. Keep talking. But he want to play with me. I ain't got no problem playing with you. The possibilities of you getting K Slayer ass murdered, I'm going to let the crowd see it. I'm going to let the crowd say that nigga changed the story. That nigga got K Slay in a compromising position, and they took his compromising ass out. Even had an interview with the stupid motherfucker before they took him out. So now they got him on tape saying some shit, and he can't dispute. He can't double back on what he said. Y'all some bad motherfuckers, boy.
The story of the young Spanish man who stabbed Africa Bambataha has been shrouded in secrecy and mystery. Up until now, most of what we knew about the young Spanish man came from the mouth of Hassan Poppy Campbell, who painted him as a younger version of himself, a man who was no street dude, but perhaps, out of fear and or courage, stabbed Africa Bambataha and his mans, Ahmed Henderson, and fled the scene like the biblical story of Joseph, Mary, and the baby Jesus is fleeing from King Herod, scared as shit.
So, you see, that's some damn good wet pen. Bend your ass over and take that wet pen. Like I said, to me, it's a sexual connotation to that wet pen. I don't give a fuck that it means sharp. Fuck the white man definition. You the white man bitch. I ain't never been a white man bitch. So I don't give a fuck what the definition means. I told you what the fuck I seen it as, and that's what the fuck it is. So, take this ass whooping or come flag it and take the channel and everything else. Don't worry, I got other channels. I'm still on your ass, nigga. We're gonna start right here. Just gonna show you a bitch and you can't handle the conversation. You ain't man enough to speak in these goddamn YouTube streets with the YouTube king, bitch ass nigga. I see your ass foaming at the mouth now. Afraid to look at that bitch of yours.
Well, what if I told you that everything we think we know about the young Spanish man who stabbed Africa Bambata is ass backwards? What if I told you that the guy who stabbed Africa Bambata, Giovanni, was a gangster in his own right? What if I told you that Giovanni, the stabber, ain't dead or in hiding, but is still walking the streets of Bronx on some "I wish a nigga would try me" type shit? And the Hassan Poppy Campbell story of going to see about Giovanni is part bullshit and fabrication? What if I told you that the official Zulu Nation stance on Bambayete's victim, Giovanni, was to stand down, that there was never an order to hit the young Spanish man? What if I told you that, if indeed Hassan Poppy Campbell was given a picture to go kill this young Spanish man, Giovanni, it was a secret mission betwixt him and Bambata after Hassan confronted Bambata about his new lover, and not necessarily, and only because he had stabbed Bambata, but that this was a lover's quarrel spat betwixt homo thugs. The two men whose uncanny resemblance, Hassan and Giovanni, had them fighting for the attention and affection of Africa Bambata.
See what Khalil has done? He done made it a motherfucking homo thug story. A homo thug story sold to you all to cover up a pederast story. He got Giovanni and her son homo thugs, and y'all can let her son hear this shit, because he must have never really ever heard it, how he's a homo and Giovanni was a homo, and they fighting for the affection of Africa Bambata. That's why I told y'all Africa Bambata was fucking that boy till he was 18 and went to the jail. And then he wasn't getting none. When he got out of jail, he took the motherfucker clothes shopping and started fucking the nigga again. But y'all don't want to hear me. Y'all think I'm a nigga in Park in Arkansas. I don't know shit. I know niggas from New York. I know niggas from everywhere. It ain't a lot of niggas that I fuck with, but it is a handful that I fuck with. I trust. I done heard the story. That's why that nigga, what's his name? The Puerto Rican, the Cuban dude, Cuban Crisis, he made that video and said, hey, look, Sonetta, ain't nobody playing no games with this. That motherfucker was fucking them boys. I got all Cuban Crisis conversation. But that nigga done sold his motherfucking soul. That's why he went over there jumping on Ron Savage. He didn't tell that bitch lady wheels that. See, nigga was down to get Bam at first. Then everybody like, fuck that. 50th year of hip hop coming and shit. We gotta make some money. Let's move on though. Seem I got some people attention. When we gonna start it now? We're gonna start right here. It's just a matter of time, nigga. I heat up. I don't start out hot. I'm a slow speaking motherfucker too.
Have we ever asked the question, why Hassan? Why was Hassan tasked with executing Giovanni? In one interview, Hassan says he was one of the soldiers that was supposed to kill Giovanni, yet, in another interview, Hassan makes out to be the lone assassin of Giovanni, saying, I was going to be the one to execute him, no alleged. I was going to be the one to kill him, no alleged. If so, why didn't Hassan follow through with killing Giovanni? Why was Hassan derelict in his duty to follow the order to kill Giovanni for Afrika Bambataha?
Now, you know who conversation that is? That's my motherfucking conversation of what happened to that boy. He took that from me, took it and trying to use it for Troy Star Terrain in the Zulu Nation. Yes, Troy Star Terrain, who had his bitch ass in that picture with Mickey Benson, Hassan Camel fucking cousin that they using to rule over Hassan. They threatened Hassan with bringing out the fact that he was going to get that money from the Zulus, like $100,000 or whatever, as a government official being bribed by the Zulus and shit. And that's how Troy Star Terrain turned them. And said, I'm coming for you, nigga. I'm coming for you. Threaten the man. But don't worry. Friday, I'm going to do a show, and I'm going to let you hear Khalil Amani say this shit out of his own motherfucking mouth. So where we at? I'm going to let you hear this shit out of his own fucking mouth. So let me find out where we at. We're going to start right here.
And why have we not, or ever heard Hassan speak on the conversation he had with Bambataha as to why he failed in his mission to kill Giovanni? What was that conversation like? As a Zulu Nation hitman, Hassan's actions to not carry out the killing of Giovanni would have been akin to military insubordination. As we have it, Hassan simply tells us that because the Spanish man was a younger version of himself, he couldn't bring himself to killing the man. How well did that sit with Bambataha though? Hassan is mute, quiet on Bambayate's response to his change of heart, from allegedly having killed other people for the Zulu Nation to not having the courage and heart to exterminate the man that poked his mans with a pair of scissors, whom Hassan regarded as his father.
Let's hear about superhero B.O. Shit on that bitch ass nigga what we can. Fuck that nigga grave and everything.
Sources say that had Hassan's superhero B.O. been alive, Giovanni would have been dead within days of stabbing Bambataha, partly because B.O. was that dude in these streets and partly because, as Hassan once put B.O.'s sexual business in these YouTube streets, Bambataha and Bo had shared a bit of sexual intimacy too. According to Hassan, Bo, the biggest and the baddest street dude, had become Bambayete's sexual property, where Hassan tells us that Ahmad Henderson told him that he walked in on Bambataha blowing, oral sexing Bo to smithereens. Bambayeta would suck off Bo and baby Bo, Hassan Campbell.
B.O., y'all. Ahmed Henderson and her son Camel told y'all, Bambata blew that motherfucker shit to smithereens. Remember, the Zulu Nation is gay. The first gay family of hip hop. Ron, go tell them. Y'all can sue me if you want to, because when the shit go to court, I'm going to bring the rest of this shit in the court too. So if you think they has sold the truth out, then sue me, bitch, and see what happened. See, I ain't got no problem with you, but when you start talking big bad boy to me, like you the motherfucking man, no, you're not the motherfucking man. You just another motherfucker that work with them hip-hop stand with survival motherfuckers, or you hip-hop stand with survivors. Either way it go. I ain't got nothing against you, but not. Never. But your brother, yo, whatever ass come at me, because when you come at me, nigga, I'm fucking up the rest of them. You motherfuckers started together, you motherfuckers will be in it together. I don't give a fuck.
Hassan's superhero B.O.K. 1994. R.I.P. Hassan tells us that he didn't kill Giovanni because the young man looked eerily similar to himself and couldn't muster up the nerve to kill this guy. Why haven't we ever heard this conversation between Hassan and Bambataha, and that Bambataha was cool with Hassan not seeking revenge for being stabbed? Are we to believe that Bambataha told Hassan, "Don't worry about it. I understand. Let's let the kid have this one"? Is that what Bam told Hassan?
Let the kid or the grown ass man, Khalil, I think your pen got a little dull there. Your pen got a little dull because you saying he wasn't a young ass boy, but you call him a kid. That means your silly old ass was getting confused about your lies, but I don't even want to go no more. Because certain shit you got to hold. It's more shit there. It's more shit. It's more shit. Maybe it's the shit you need to hear. Maybe not. But hey, I'm going to save it. Because I'm about saving these hoes. For the pokey. I'm out. Peace.